In this video, I'm going to cover all of the money that I've spent on food delivery those couple of weeks that I relapsed and was eating out, binging, overeating pretty hardcore. My son is napping right now, so I'm in my filming space, which is the closet. I might make this a little bit nicer since I'll probably be filming in here a lot and the lighting is terrible and it's very cluttered because it's a closet, but this is the best that I can do right now. I was terrified. So I keep looking down because my laptop is right here and this is where I have everything written out of how much money I spent and what I got. I wish that I had filmed more during all of those episodes. I have some clips, so I'll insert them as we go, but I wish I had more just to really convey the gravity of the situation. I am terrified looking at this and how much money I actually spent. It is such an eye opener, and it's been really helpful to help me not order more food, actually, because I truly can't afford it. I mean, every now and then is one thing, but this was like every other day getting tons of food. So the first order that I placed was on May 2nd. I forget what day that was, but that was also, I think I might have done food delivery once or twice in the last few years, but it's not something that I ever do. So some people, it's like kind of regular, maybe once a week or twice a week or just whatever. They do food delivery, but I never fell into that. I always just got in the habit of cooking my food at home, or if I was going to like eat whatever crap food or out or something, I would just go out and get my food. So that just wasn't practical with my son. And that's how I fell into this food delivery rabbit hole. And also, it becomes really addicting because, first of all, it's so easy. Like, once you do it, your credit card information is saved, your order history is saved. You really only have to like click like a few things to place an order. And there's also this like dopamine rush through the whole experience of looking at what you're going to get and ordering it and waiting for it to come. And I think maybe depending on your location and restaurants and things like that, where I am, it is so efficient as well. Like, I never had to wait more than like maybe 30 minutes for my food, except Whole Foods. I would have to place that order like the night before to get it the next morning, or if I placed it early in the morning, I could get something like groceries delivered by the end of the day. That's the only one that takes a little bit longer. But everything else, it was like I placed the order and then like 30 minutes later, it's on my doorstep. So it's wildly addicting. On May 2nd, I first placed an order for Crumbl Cookies, and I got like a 12 pack of mini cookies, and that was $47.51. And then a couple hours later, I ordered from Burger King and got their Impossible Whopper and some sides, and that was $27.97. Then, and I thought that was like when I first kind of relapsed, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm never doing this again. I felt so crappy afterwards. Like the next morning I just felt like dog crap. But then the cravings were just kicking in more and more that whole next day. So May 3rd, I remember this really clearly. All day long I was like, I'm going to get food. I'm going to get food when my boyfriend gets home from work. I can't contain myself any longer. And so he got home from work. We did the baby's bedtime routine, all that stuff. And then baby went down for sleep. And I texted my boyfriend. I was like, I'm going to go get food. And he was like, don't do it. He was trying to talk me out of it. And he couldn't talk me out of it. I think I actually did talk about this maybe in my last video. And I went to Safeway, which is really close to where I live, grocery store, and got so many of my favorite things. I ended up spending $100. I actually don't, I'd have to go back to my records to find the exact amount, but I know that it was like almost exactly $100. And I got so much stuff. I got all kinds of different cookies, Oreos, and not, by the way, I don't know if I should have said this or not. Usually I follow like a plant-based diet, and I oftentimes, even when I'm like going off plan, will try to eat plant-based food, but that's not always the case. Like I never eat meat because it just really grosses me out at this point, but I will eat dairy and eggs. So a lot of the foods I got had were not plant-based. Oreos happen to be vegan, which is weird. But anyways, I got a bunch of different cookies, candy bars. I got a slice of cake. I got ice cream, chips, and guacamole. I got granola. I got nuts. I've got cookie dough, and I got Uncrustables. Those are like a really bad guilty pleasure of mine. And there are probably some other things in there too that I got. That's just kind of the majority of what I can remember. That was the night where I ate all of that. And then I didn't eat all of it. I ate a lot of it, and I saved some to snack on like the next couple of days. But that was the night where the next morning I felt so sick that my boyfriend ended up coming home from work early because I just could not function. And then I told myself, never again. This is horrible. I can't do this anymore. But then 3 days later, on May 6th, I ordered Taco Bell breakfast, and I spent $25.85 on three like sandwich taco thingies. And I also got hash browns. And then 2 days after that, on May 8th, I got Dunkin Donuts breakfast plus this other like hole in the wall place. So this is a problem with one of the ordering services that I was using, is that if you place like a minimum order for food, you get a discount. They like waive one of the service fees or something like that. And so I remember I had my checkout cart and everything for Dunkin' Donuts, and then it was like, oh, if you spend like $10 more, you'll get free no service fees or whatever. So I ended up ordering at this other place too. I spent $35.59 at Dunkin', getting breakfast sandwiches, hash browns, donuts, and then at the other place I got these buffalo cauliflower bites, grilled cheese, french fries, and I ate all of that. I just like housed it. I think I had a little bit left like later in the afternoon that I ate. It might not have been all in that one sitting, but I ate the majority of it in the morning of May 8th, and then the rest like later in the day. And then next day, May 9th, Crumbl Cookie, ordered them again, $58.68, getting a bunch of they have these mini cookies you can get, and then I got one of their single cookies too, which Crumbl Cookie is so expensive. Holy cow. On May 11th, so 2 days later, I got Dunkin' Donuts again, $42.31 on breakfast sandwiches, hash browns, and donuts, and I just ate all of those right when they came. And then later that night, I remember when I was in bed sleeping with my son, I was like, I knew I wasn't going to be able to get through the next day without eating junk food, and I was on my phone super late. I think it was like midnight or 1 a.m, and ordered a bunch of stuff from Whole Foods to be delivered the next day. And so that came the next day, and I spent $179.50. And I got, I didn't write this down, so I'm just going off of memory. But I got a bunch of granola and cookies and a Rice Krispie treat, I got these peanut butter and jelly sandwich things. I got ice cream. I got licorice. What else did I get? I got nuts. I got this like cookie butter stuff and some chips. I got a couple of frozen meal things like frozen mac and cheese and frozen like pad thai. Um, and yeah, that really added up. Whole Foods is extremely expensive. One thing that I have noticed though is that because they don't carry products that have a lot of like weird additives and food dyes and stuff, I actually don't feel as bad when I eat off planet Whole Foods than if I just go to a conventional grocery store and get things that have all those additives and food dyes and stuff. Those really mess me up. That lasted me a few days. I was eating all that crap just on and off throughout the next few days. And then on May 16th, I did another Crumbl Cookie order of all those mini cookies, $59.02. And then the day after that, I placed another order at Whole Foods, $151.48, and got very similar things to what I got the time before. I got a bunch of cookies and granola, and Whole Foods has the best Rice Krispie treats that they make in house. I wish I had never tried them because they're so good. They also have the best guacamole. They have in-house flour like fried tortilla chips that are so good. I got those. I got ice cream. I think just like Ben and Jerry's. I got chips. So that lasted me a few days. Oh, I also got a vegan ranch that I still have in my fridge and I didn't throw that away. I've been eating that still a little bit. Like I had some today on one of my meals, but not going crazy with it or anything. But it's not healthy at all. But I ate it anyway. I've been eating it anyways. And then on May 20th, I ordered tons of Taco Bell. So this is scary. I spent $70.57 at Taco Bell lunch menu. You can get a ton of stuff at Taco Bell that is plant-based. So I got like a Mexican pizza, crunch wrap, like a couple different types of burritos and tacos, and their nacho fries. And they also have like dessert things that you can get. And then I also got a couple of things from Noodles and Company. They have the best snickerdoodles and they have really good Rice Krispie treats. So I got one of each of those as well and spent $11.35 at Noodles and Company. And that was on the 20th. So pretty much on the 20th is when I finished like all that crap and was like, I need to take a break. I feel awful. I can't keep doing this. And I think that's when I filmed that video that I posted last week, checking in again. So the grand total for all of this, it was 19 days that I relapsed, and I spent $838.82 in those 19 days, which is like $44.15 a day on food. Usually I would spend about $200 for every 10 days in my big grocery order. So usually I would spend about $20 a day, and I basically spent more than double what I usually do. So $20 a day versus $44 a day, which is wild to think about. Like almost $400 extra money that I could have spent on a new carrier for my son. I've been looking at all these different carriers that I want to get, and I can't justify it because there's so much money. Well, I just bought all this food. There's so many things that I could get. I'm trying to save money right now for a down payment on a property. I could have put that money towards that. Definitely eye-opening looking at that, and it's helped me take a step back from ordering more food. I would love to say that like I'm done. I'm done binging, I'm done overeating, I'm done eating junk food, but every time I say that, I end up here again. So I don't want to say that this time, but deep down inside, that's what I want. I don't want to be engaging in this kind of behavior anymore. I don't want to be spending all this kind of money. I would love to be one of those people that could just eat hyper palatable foods in moderation, but I don't know that I can do that. Just at least not at this point. It's just so hard for me. It's a slippery slope. Every time I have something, it just leads me wanting more and more and more. So my goal right now has been to just not place any more orders for the month of May. If I want to revisit it in June, then I can do it in June. And I'm not really telling myself actively like, no, you can't ever do this. You can't order food ever again. You can't eat junk food ever again, because that just sounds so scary. And so I'm really just taking it day by day, but I'm trying to tell myself, okay, just you can make it through May. If you want to order more in June, then you can do it in June, but take a little break and just eat healthy, eat nourishing foods, eat to satiety. Don't even try to go on any crazy diets or anything or calorie cutting. So that's what I've been doing. Curious to hear from you what you think, if you've ever fallen into this trap of food delivery, spending a lot of money on food delivery, if there's tricks that you have to stop yourself from doing that. And just, yeah, let me know how you're doing, and I will check in with you again soon for my next video. I am filming everything that I've been eating for the last week since I got back on track, so I'm going to be posting that next. I hope you're doing well, and I'm cheering you on, and I will see you in my next video.